Hello and welcome to the Manorwood Patreon channel. You probably found me on YouTube originally. This is quite different. Here we're going to get a lot more behind the scenes. Typically a video on YouTube is going to be around about 18 minutes, under 20 minutes. Here an average video is going to be, I'd say, 40 minutes. Some of them are even 2 hours. There's actually a lot of footage shot to make the content for YouTube, and this is where I do my first pass of the editing before I chop it right down to a more manageable size. You will hear me talking more. There'll be no adverts. And I'll really be sharing my in-depth knowledge with you directly, and it's a growing community where we can share ideas and we can talk kind of privately because it's not public unless you're a member, so that's quite an important part for me. Okay, I'm going to be phasing out some of the lower tiers. The $2 for instance puts about £1 in my pocket per month, and it just isn't worth me sharing all my knowledge with you for that. It's just too much work editing the video. So I'm going to get rid of those and try and get the quality and the content really good and really professional. Even if you're a home DIYer or just doing this because you like to watch it, I'd really like the videos to be special and informative and have a place for us like a forum, which is private, different to YouTube and Google. It's more private because it's only us who pay or are in the group, so much easier to control, much more professional. And to be honest, more relaxing for me to make. There's some exciting new stuff coming for 2020. For certain tiers, Patreons, after a certain amount of time, can come and do a shop tour, meet me. Maybe you want to look at the piece of equipment they're after, or they just wanted to see it in the flesh and see how it works. You can actually hang out. It'll be probably on a Saturday or a weekend, a couple of hours, try and get a little group together. It won't quite be one-to-one, but it will be little personal groups, hopefully, sort of 4 to 5 people. Come round different times in the summer and hang out and have a look at your favorite gear. Maybe you want to see a domino, maybe you want to cut a joint, see how it works. Maybe you've got something and you're not happy with how it's set up. I can try and help you with that, or some of the other people on the tour might be able to help. So hopefully a bit of a community spirit. It's going to be a rolling thing, and hopefully we're going to get to hang out. Also, for certain tiers, all of the plans that I make, some of them are cut lists which you've seen before, like the aluminium bench here, or the Mega MFT, or whatever it is I'm making, router sled stuff. All of those are going to be available to certain tiers for free. I'm also going to start releasing all of the SketchUp files of any project that I make for commissions for clients. All the stuff I make at the moment, I keep the SketchUp files. They are going to be made available for free to certain tiers on Patreon. So if you've got SketchUp, that's great. You can feedback and tell me what your thoughts are on me using the SketchUp. I'm no master. If you don't have SketchUp but you would like to see the plans, I'll be taking snapshot PDFs of all the angles and along with a cut list, so you can still be involved with all of the cut lists and all of the plans going forward. There is also going to be one very special tier where you actually get to come and cast, polish and finish a small piece of resin. It's going to be limited numbers. It's not going to be particularly cheap, but as you all know, I'm sure, the process of making the resin, buying the resin, etc., the whole process is quite expensive. So it's probably not going to cost you much more than a little piece of wall art, and you can actually learn, take the thing away with you at the end. That's going to be for very certain tiers, and I'm going to see how that goes in the future, what the interest is. So I do many videos, technical videos, like the shop talks, where I talk about specific equipment or jigs or tools, or maybe changing cutters, or like things like the ceramic guides on the bandsaw blade. This is going to be the place where I can really get interactive, because there's going to be a smaller number, and you're really keen. So you're actually a Patreon. I can see that you're keen and you're serious, and you're not just someone trawling on YouTube asking questions to everybody just to gain knowledge. So this is going to be the place where I feel I can really spend some more time answering your questions, and hopefully other patrons will have seen stuff, because there's less of us here. We can actually all interact and maybe become more of a community, so I'm quite looking forward to that. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, this is going to be the place. This is where we can get interactive, and maybe even you can come to the shop and do shop tours, visits and get hands-on stuff. So I really look forward to seeing you on Patreon, or I look forward to seeing you in the shop in the summer.